With the strike on Iran and the reported death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, something is becoming increasingly clear. Donald Trump isn't just waging a war, he's closing a chapter of history. And not just Iran's chapter, but the chapter of the entire 20th century, the end of Cold War legacies. The 20th century was defined by NATO, the Western military alliance, Reagan-Clinton-style free trade, policies of containment and détente, arms control agreements, the post-World War II global order. Throughout his 2 terms, Trump has consistently challenged those foundations. He views NATO as a burden. He's shattered the free trade consensus. He's imposed tariffs and upended global supply chains. He openly disdains European political elites. And now, with the attack on Iran, a regime born from the 1979 revolution, he's erasing one of the last symbols of the post-Cold War order. Trump, president of dismantlement. The most consistent element of Trump's political career isn't building, it's tearing down. He appointed judges who overturned Roe v. Wade, ending a legal debate that stretched back to the 1970s. He's shaken NAFTA, the WTO, and the entire global trade structure. He's eroded post-Watergate norms of presidential ethics. He attacks institutions, from the media and the judiciary to international alliances. His supporters argue that he's doing things that other presidents were too hesitant to do. But the striking thing is that he tears down far faster than he builds up. The big question, after the demolition, what comes next? Trump is 79 this year. He has less than 3 years left in the White House. And midterm elections are just months away, which could weaken his power. It's unlikely that a new, stable global trade order will emerge. A clear post-NATO security structure will be established. Solid new governments in Tehran or Havana will quickly take shape. Trump may be the one to end an era, but he doesn't have enough time, and perhaps not the detailed vision to design the next one. Biden and the missed opportunity. Joe Biden ran on a message of restoring norms, healing alliances, returning to the old order. But his administration didn't create a strong enough bridge between the 20th and 21st centuries. Now, with Trump back and accelerating the decoupling process, going back to the past no longer seems like a realistic option. NATO won't return to 1998. Trade won't go back to the Bush era. Obama-style détente with Iran may be permanently closed. World without anchors. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney once said, "The old order isn't coming back." The problem is the new order hasn't yet formed. The political coalition that helped Trump win in 2024 has begun to fracture. Many of his or is he creating a dangerous void? Is the 20th century truly over, or are we witnessing the chaos before a new order is born? If you want, I can write an extremely in-depth 12 to 15-minute version in the style of strategic analysis, or a short 3-4 minute version for TikTok, or a powerful title plus thumbnail for this video. Merge these 4 content information points and turn them into a detailed, clear, suspenseful script. Below is a script combining 4 content points: Iran, Hormuz, Lebanon, Hezbollah, Cyprus, EU, internal US, the perspective of Trump bearing the 20th century, into a coherent, climactic, suspenseful narrative suitable for an 8-12 minute YouTube video. Middle East erupts, Iran, Lebanon, Europe. Shaken, is Trump closing an entire era? The Middle East is witnessing a chain of events that could alter the world order. It's no longer a single airstrike, it's no longer a separate front, but a chain reaction, from Tehran to Beirut to the Strait of Hormuz, and now reaching Europe. And at the center of it all is one name, Donald Trump. The ignition, the attack on Iran, following US and Israeli airstrikes on Iran, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei has reportedly died. That's not just a military target, it's the ultimate symbol of the 1979 Islamic Revolution. A chapter of the 20th century has just been torn out. Trump stated the operation could last about 4 weeks, but reality is showing that it could far exceed that time frame. Hormuz, the global energy bottleneck. Iran has announced a temporary suspension of traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. 3 oil tankers have been damaged. Over 200 ships are stranded at sea. War risk insurance premiums are skyrocketing. Hormuz transports 20% of global oil. If this route is blocked, oil prices will rise, inflation will increase, financial markets will shake. Russia warns that closing Hormuz could trigger a global energy crisis. This is no longer just a military story, it's a global economic equation. Hezbollah enters the fray, the front expands. Early Monday morning, Israel attacked Beirut after Hezbollah launched missiles. Over a dozen explosions rocked the Lebanese capital. Israel warned residents to evacuate. The fragile 2024 ceasefire has fractured. If Hezbollah enters fully, Israel will have to fight on multiple fronts. Lebanon, already exhausted, could become a new battlefield. Iran will have more regional leverage. The war could spread beyond control. Europe is touched. A UAV attacked a British base in Cyprus. The EU ministerial meeting was postponed. The president of the European Commission convened an emergency security meeting. From Hormuz to the Mediterranean, the hotspots are connecting. The war in Iran is now impacting Western military infrastructure. The question is, will Europe be drawn deeper into the conflict? Inside America, the division. Amid the explosions, a survey shows that only 27% of Americans support the operation, 43% oppose it. More than half believe Trump is using military force too much. While he expands operations abroad, domestic consensus is weakening. That's the paradox of power. Trump in the end of the 20th century attacking Iran, shaking NATO, breaking free trade, overturning Roe v. Wade. Trump isn't just taking military action, he's dismantling the structures of the 20th century, the post-World War II alliances, the Cold War agreements, the post-Watergate norms. But the big question is, after the demolition, what will replace them? He has less than 3 years left in the White House. Will he have enough time to build a new order, or will the world fall into a power vacuum, the world at a crossroads? We are witnessing a regional war with the risk of spreading, an energy market that could falter, an old international order collapsing, and a new order not yet formed. If the 20th century has truly closed, how will America's and the world's 21st century begin? In stability or in chaos? The question for you is, will the war spread into a full-blown conflict? Will oil prices explode? Is Trump opening a new era or a dangerous void? Hit like if you want to follow the developments hour by hour, subscribe to the channel to not miss the next analysis, and leave a comment, because we may be living in a historic turning point.